This used to be a grocery, and so everybody basically said, you know, you're going to fail. What are you thinking? Because it had failed before. The grocery hadn't succeeded. There was no parking. It wasn't a great part of town. They're like, what are you doing? And they said, no, we're going to be committed to doing this. We really want to have great food. We want to have a deli. We want to sell that food. We want to use that food in the sandwiches. We didn't have the bakery when we first started, right? We were buying bread from somewhere else. And there was just a few seats over here where you could sit down and kind of have a sandwich, but mostly it was carry out. And you're limited on what you can do for sales. So they bought the building next door, renovated that for seating, and at that point they added all the seating and added some restrooms, and sales boomed. But they basically got to a point where they said, you know, we can make better bread than we can buy. We can make really great crusty European breads that are going to be better than this, and we really want to do that. And they started the bakery to sell bread to the deli. That was the only reason they started, not to start a new business, not to, you know, figure out how to sell all over the country, but to just make really great bread for us. And so then as they grew, they realized, wow, we could actually like wholesale this other places. So that started happening. And so typical way to grow a restaurant was to franchise. Let's open another deli somewhere across town in Chicago. And they really pondered, and that's why we all talk about how infamous the black bench out front is, because they really just one day, Paul grabbed Ari and said, we got to sit down and figure this out. They came up with this crazy idea, which was where Zingermans Community of Businesses was born. That's how we refer to all of the businesses collectively as one, though we have different businesses. And they said, let's have different businesses all based in Ann Arbor. And they're all going to be food related, and they're all going to buy and sell from each other, and they'll have their own on-hand managing partners. But they're going to be different businesses, and they're going to support this community. So there wasn't really a website. It was just like here, word of mouth, and handing stuff out, and they started shipping things, and mail order started. So that was the next business that came. And then after that was Zing. So Maggie knew Ari as well from the restaurant business, and she was really great at training, and the deli was at a point where they needed to start training people. It couldn't just be like, here, there's a few people, we all just kind of do the same thing. So she started with Ari and said, how about if we do a training business that focuses on this industry, and we'll teach people what you do. And so they started Zingtrain. And then over the years, we've added more businesses. So now we also have, so we had Bakehouse, mail order, then we had the Creamery, which makes all the fresh goat and cow's milk cheeses that you got to visit. The Candy Company is the newest one. So they were started within the Bakehouse, and then now are selling the candy bars all across the U.S. The Roadhouse, which does all American regional cuisine and does the whole roasted hogs. Oh, the Coffee Company, I can't forget them. They get me through the morning every day. And the goal is to have 12 to 18 different businesses by the year 2020.